Welcome to Can We Talk, the show where we decide we're going to get down to the truth. Let's start with my panel. To my right, we have the very lovely Chelsea Craig.
Hello.
And to my left, we have the very beautiful Nicole Nichols.
Hello.
And straight ahead, the very intellectual Steve Taylor.
What's up?
How you guys doing today?
Not bad.
Good. How you
about
doing, Jeff?
Good, thank you. Let's get into the first topic. Can we talk about, is government assistance helpful or a hindrance? Steve, why don't we start with you?
Cool. Well, first of all, I would like to break down the word government, and I feel like we need to come to an understanding what that is, and then I think from that we can understand what the government does. Okay, so breaking down the word, part of it comes from a Greek word meaning rule, and the other part coming from a Latin word meaning mind. So in essence, it's trying to rule your mind, give you some mind control, tell you how you're supposed to think, and like the saying goes, you get the mind or you get the head, and the body follows. So I feel like they make a precedent of certain things that maybe you shouldn't, follow, or maybe isn't the best way to follow, but there's always a hidden agenda, hidden message that you don't know about, and they just want to give you, the sweet sound and stuff to get you intrigued and pull you in.
Mm-hmm. They hinder you. They stop you. They prevent you. They put you on life limits for the month, which, say if they say you can't make more than 800 or any amount, you're going to be scared to go for a more fulfilling dream job, or even something $1 more an hour.
And like anytime in a society where 49% of Americans have at least one family member receiving government assistance, that's ridiculous. That's government dependence. You are dependent on the government to meet your needs. You're not doing anything for yourself. You're not going out there trying to make a job for yourself or go try to find a job because you don't want to. Because you're like, oh, I can't lose my government assistance. Like, I work with people. They receive welfare, WIC, Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security,
Right.
like all of them. And I'm over here trying to get a job. And I filed for unemployment when I lost my job one time. Like, and they give me reasons why I can't have it. But then you get 5 different help from the government. Like, that's so ridiculous.
It's a big time hindrance because they want to take over. It's like that big brother mentality. They don't want to just be your big brother. They want to be your everything. You can't think for yourself. You can't do for yourself. These are the rules. Comply, or you just won't get any help.
It's a form of control.
Well, what I don't like too is this is the thing. If you're doing something positive, or you're just trying to live an honest life and you're doing stuff, they put up boundaries for you not to be successful. But if you're a single parent,
I was about to say, there are some people that do need
right.
it.
Right.
Have single
but
parents.
at some point you have to draw the line. And I feel like the way it's being ridiculously taken advantage of right now. It's like, well, and then it comes down to an issue of like, do you want to keep it or do you want to get rid of it? And I'm like,
right.
well,
you want to keep it because I don't want to see our country looking like other countries.
Because people always say like, well, then crime's gonna go up and people are gonna do this and
it
that.
will.
And it will go up in a sense too. But like, I'm tired of looking at my check and my pay stub every week and seeing that all this money is going out to all these government assistants, and then talking to these people on the phone, and they're like, oh yeah, no, I'm not doing nothing. I'm not trying to find a job. I'm gonna let the government take care of me.
Well,
like,
the government feeds you a bunch of oxymorons. Like, because I feel like, and studies have shown this, when you look at countries with more equal pay, meaning it's not, the elites, the people making this much, and then it's not your lower middle class. If everything is more equal from a financial standpoint, more opportunities, you get less crime, you get less of all the negative aspects of all these parts of life.
I think to that issue, that's a momentary fix, because just like the reason why communism doesn't work out with people, because people have an ego. So that's good, I think, for country to country, but I'm talking about living in America. Like, living in America, that's not going to happen, especially because we live in a capitalist society.
I get all that, but what I'm saying is...
that's good, but, as soon as you see somebody else, well, how come over in their country, they make that, and I'm not making that either?
But there's a country is an invisible boundary. Like, to me, an oxymoron is like you saying you're fighting for freedom.
No, but talk about a country, somebody can't come over here illegally and start working here. That's why we have so many illegal immigrants here anyway. They aren't getting paid from the government. Like, they wouldn't even qualify for the program. So you can't talk about a visible boundary because they don't qualify because they aren't citizens.
I don't disagree with you, but that's looking at it from the standpoint of the system that's already in place, and I feel like that system is very flawed. Like, are we illegal aliens to this world? Like, we're all humans, so it's like, why can't we come to an agreement, understanding of better principles to avoid these things. I feel
Because-
like everything's reaction based. There's no
because
preventative maintenance at all.
Because there's no preventative, because people don't even know how to. Because think about it, these people don't even know how to
I
get a
think people
job.
don't want
They
to.
don't even know how to get a good, decent job. To
Point
support
blank,
themselves.
period. There should not be one homeless person on the streets of America.
Bingo.
Period. There's too many open buildings, empty churches, and then you go down to Love Park and you have so many people
But
I love
homeless.
what
But
you're
think
saying,
about
but
the
you're
sympathy.
talking about what?
But think about
I'm
that
talking
about
about
why.
I'm talking about government
but
assistance
think
where
about
there
that
needs to be
sympathy
people
that
out
is-
here
yeah.
on the streets helping people that actually see that they need help. Let me tell you, I watched a bum. There was a line. They were giving out free food. People don't have patience. He didn't want to stand in the line to get free, clean food. He ran to the trash can as soon as someone put their half a slice of pizza in there and got the slice of pizza instead of waiting in line. He has nothing else to do but wait in line, and you don't even want to get a free meal by standing in line. People don't have patience. They don't want to do anything. People are
they don't have
lazy.
appreciation.
Like I watched a bum be lazy and I couldn't even believe it.
Well, let
He
me say
looked at me
this.
like I beat you to it, and I was like, "Yeah, buddy, you
Nicole,
beat
you
me."
mentioned earlier that you said you don't want our country to look how other countries look. So what is the answer? Is government assistance the answer to prevent our country from looking like other
It
countries?
is. It is. But
Now-
there's
I don't
people
agree.
taking advantage
Now,
of it.
are we in
Because
the
there's some
position-
people that need help.
There is some people that need
And
help.
we
But
help
I
other
feel like-
countries.
but I feel
we
like-
help other countries to the point, why the hell are people
Because the
homeless
thing is,
on our
but look at
streets?
that. But think about
See what I'm
that. If you, as
Because
as
it's
to
a
what
front.
Steve is saying, but like, because
Exactly.
look at
It's a
how
front.
upset you're getting over the fact about people on our own streets living there. So what's your next step going to be? Let's donate some money to an organization to give back to the government so they can go feed the people on the
That's
streets.
the
And guess what?
infrastructure that
That
they set
person
up, but
is
there's
still going to be on the
definitely
streets.
other means
Exactly.
of doing it that way.
Like it's
How
ridiculous.
does
It's all a
government
big circle.
assistance help people? Is there a way government assistance will raise that lower social class or whatever you want to call it to a point where they cannot?
Because if you look at the way it was set up 70 years ago when FDR put into play for the New Deal, they tried to do it from the top down. They tried to start with the rich people and be like, okay, rich folks give to the poor people. That didn't work. So
Somebody
when they-
has to be in poverty.
So
Somebody has to be.
when it went, so when
Everybody
they
can't
flipped
live
it,
nice.
they did it from the bottom up, and that doesn't work either. But they just kept it in place for the last 70 years because it sounds better to try to help the people impoverished. But for
Keyword
society
you
to
said,
grow,
it sounds better. They never give you the whole truth, and a lot of what the government does is based off of a principle called Hegelian dialectic: problem, reaction, solution. Which the solution was there from the beginning, probably extreme, probably ridiculous, but in order for them to get the people into that, like I said, you get their mind and their
Dummy
bodies
them
and everything will
down. Yeah,
follow.
dummy them down.
You do something. Then you set it up and everybody follows it, and then people are creatures of habits. Once something is started, people don't look to how has it changed. They focus in on all these specific details and never get to the bottom line principle.
Well, let me say this. I don't have the specific numbers on this. But from the way it seems as if government assistance is something that's geared more towards minorities. Why? How have we gotten to that position?
no, because when you
Minorities,
America.
no, because I think it's equal amount of Caucasian Americans that get government assistance. as
No,
well.
I feel like the government puts money into these
I wanted to
programs
say
to
that
say
the right
that
way
they
'cause I'm
support
mixed.
people
Say
that don't
whatever.
support that can't support themselves. Anytime you put $131.9 billion into government assistance, and then what do you say if somebody starts complaining like I'm a minority, the government doesn't support me? It's like, well, we just gave you $132 billion, to help you out. So that gives them a way out to say that they don't support minorities. So in a sense, yes, they do support minorities because they're giving them ridiculous amounts of money.
So what you're telling us is that
it's a facade.
majority of the money or
Always.
a portion of the money that we're giving isn't even the government is taking this money and doing what they feel as opposed to actually helping society.
They're not solving real problems.
Yeah,
It's
no.
always, it's kind of like that hamster on the wheel mentality, where it's like you're always moving, you're always doing something, but it's never something that really gets to the bottom line of the issue, ever.
Then how do we stop people from accepting government assistance and thinking that this is an okay
You
mindset?
have to change the mentality, but it's not realistic.
Who you wanna
It's
accept?
not realistic.
All I know is when I turn 65, if the government don't got my Social Security, we
Ain't gonna be no
fighting.
such thing as Social
I
Security.
already know I'm
What
fighting
year
the
is that gonna
government.
be? What year is that going to be? Like 2000, like what?
Work
30
until I'm
something?
75.
Something I give.
Well, you know what? It's unfortunate that we don't know what to do about this situation.
So
However,
obviously we think it's a problem, but people need it.
well, yeah. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this segment. What we are going to do next is we're going to get into abortion next, which you're not going to want to miss. So stay tuned with us, and we'll be right back with more Can We Talk?